from formerly Comics with Kenobi and now Star Wars Splash Page, and again, these wonderful people continuing to support us and help us.
Absolutely, absolutely. So with that, that pretty much wraps up our thank yous and everything. We got some news. There's a lot of news that happened since we last recorded our last episode of Resistance Reactions. But that's in the past. Star Wars Reactions is now. We got a ton of news I want to go over real quick. So let's run through the news. Well, starting with the news, our first point on the news is Disney. Through the Disney Parks blog, Disney announced that the Galactic Star Cruiser, which is the Star Wars hotel, themed hotel, is opening, of course, in 2021. But they announced they are actually going to begin making the reservations later this year. They didn't give a specific date. They just specified later this year. So that is going to be exciting. They posted a great video on their social media page and on YouTube going into it. Apparently, they're going to do a 2-day, 2-night experience, and it starts before you even check into the hotel. And it looks like it's going to be absolutely mind-blowing experience. I think I'm going to have to go visit sometime, David.
Well, I have put my house on the market, not to move into the Galactic Star Cruiser, which I would love to do, but I'm just putting my house up for sale so I can afford the 2 days and 2 nights at the Galactic Star Cruiser. I no, I don't want my marriage to end over this, but what's been so neat is being at Galaxy's Edge with you, with Jason Brame, our good buddy, and I remember, each time that I've left Disney's Hollywood Studios here in Orlando, Florida, driving, and I know exactly where it is, and so I'm peeking over there as I'm driving, trying not to get into an accident, and just watching it go up. My good buddy out in Phoenix, Steve, sent me an article on it showing that what is it, Aaron? That group BioReconstruct, those overhead shots, and just beautiful. And it's coming along nicely. And gosh, what are the chances that you can get in with, what is it, 65 rooms? Something like, it's just a small number of rooms. I mean, that's not a lot. When you and I drive around the Disney property, some of the hotels are massive. Yeah. And this is not. It's a, when you drive by and I look at it, it's not big, but it looks gorgeous.
Oh, absolutely, it does, and I can't wait for it to finally open. And I tell you, when the reservations go live, we'll let you know when that will be. But I guarantee you, when they do go live, it will be a madhouse trying to get reservations. I guarantee you, it will be booked years into the future.
Yeah, I would think so. I mean, just looking at the demand for people to get on the newest ride, the Rise of the Resistance. I mean, that's a ride. This is a hotel stay, and what they show in that video and what they're offering, I can't imagine the demand, Aaron. It's a staggering concept to think about.
Oh, absolutely. It's going to be a huge concept. It's a huge undertaking. And if anybody can pull it off, it's going to be Disney. So I'm not worried about that. But yes, that's coming up later this year. Look for a date. We will let you know what the dates are when they announce and confirm the dates. You can start making reservations. A couple quick hits in the news. The phenomenal composer John Williams, who wrote the soundtrack to my youth, turned 88 years old this past week on February 8th. Happy birthday, belated, to John Williams. We have Star Wars Resistance Season 2 is going to be coming out February 25th on Disney Plus. So if you have not watched Resistance, and I know there's a lot of people out there who haven't, check out Season 1 is already on Disney Plus. Season 2 will be coming February 25th. Check it out, binge it, watch it. You will enjoy it. I guarantee it. A lot of fun in that series. Del Rey Books announced that the first book of the Thrawn Ascendancy trilogy, which is coming out, Chaos Rising, is being delayed. Oh, man, I was so looking forward to this. It was supposed to come out pretty soon. And they actually have postponed that book to October 6th. They said this is just a production delay. It will not affect the sequels to that book. Volume 2 is actually, they said, already being written and is almost done. So they're getting that done. But October 6th, look for Thrawn Ascendancy. So my copy's already pre-ordered, so it's just a matter of waiting for it to arrive now.
Yeah, I wonder, Aaron, if even that, it actually might work real good, because it gives a little time for the other Del Rey novel that's coming out. Isn't it in the summer? It's the second book in the Alphabet Squadron series. Isn't that in June? I think, brother. But give me a few months to get that one done. I've enjoyed Alphabet Squadron, read it cover to cover. I do need to get the TIE Fighter trade paperback that you have told me is really good. I got to read that, which goes along with it. But then when I'm done with that, I'll jump right into Chaos Rising, by Timothy Zahn. So.
Oh, absolutely. And Shadowfall, which is the Alphabet Squadron sequel, is being released June 23rd.
Thank you.
June 23rd.
Okay.
So that'll be coming out too. So, of course, if you haven't gotten your pre-orders in, get your pre-orders in, get them in. I'm really looking for these. These are two of the three books I'm looking forward to this year.
Yeah.
The third book I'm looking forward to is actually the first book that's coming out now. It's actually coming out on May 12th, and it's the Art of Star Wars Rebels book. I have been waiting for this book. It was actually originally due out last year, and it got delayed to May 12th of this year. So I am so looking forward to this book, The Art of Star Wars Rebels. And it's coming out the 12th of May. Speaking of Star Wars Rebels, it has been announced through social media again. Jana Maria Macias has announced that coming up on March 5th will be Star Wars Rebels Remembered Day again. We had a great time last year with that Remembrance Day of Star Wars Rebels. We had a great time. We actually did a special podcast on Resistance Reactions with her, recapping our favorite Rebels episodes. But don't know what we'll do this year, but that day is just going to be a day. Use the hashtag Rebels Remembered on your tweets and post your favorite Rebels memories that day. So that's coming up March 5th. And of course, we'll do reminders and let you know more details as time comes forward.
I'm glad she's doing that. I just appreciate her so much, and it was great to record with her. And right, we released that special episode on March 5th of last year, which was the 1 year anniversary since Rebels ended in March of 2018. So here's the second one of Rebels Remembered Day. So I was really glad she posted that. I know you retweeted it. I retweeted it. And gosh, she lights me on fire, and her enthusiasm. So it's infectious, and yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Love Rebels. You and I covered it extensively, and it'll be fun. I know I'm going to be watching episodes of it on that day, guaranteed.
Oh, absolutely. I know I am. It's going to be great. And of course, all the episodes are available on Disney Plus, so there's no excuse not to watch it. So check it out. And we're looking forward to that. Put it on your calendars. March 5th, Star Wars Rebels Remembered Day. Three more news items I want to hit on real quick. Vader Immortal, the ILM X Lab VR series, is actually up for this year's Audience Awards at the 20th Annual Game Developers Game Developers Choice Awards. I just can't talk tonight, man.
No, it's fine. You're good. You're
uh,
good.
but it's actually a fan voting award ceremony. So fans would vote in advance. Fortunately, as of the time this episode will be released, voting will be closed. Actually, by the time we're recording this, voting is closed. But you will so keep your eye out to see if they win. Fingers crossed that they do, because I have not personally not played it because I don't have a Oculus Rift VR system, but I hear it's a phenomenal game. So here's wishing them the best of luck, and we will look forward to hearing if they win.
Absolutely. I'm with you. I would love to have a headset. I'd love to play the 3 episodes. I tried to stay up on it. Dan covered it, on the main show there at Coffee with Kenobi and discussed it. And you and I were fortunate enough to do The Void, down at Disney Springs and do Secrets of the Empire, which I believe comes before or is a setup to Vader Immortal, right? Kind of starts it. Am I right? Am I wrong?
That I don't know.
Okay. Because I love that beyond belief, and that was VR, and to be able to do that with you and with Dan Z and his son down there, the 4 of us, that was incredible. And to interact with K2SO and the whole process of that, I'd asked Dan before, some of the. Because there's some secret stuff that happens in that. Again, I'm not going to spoil it for people, for them to do it. I got to double check on that to see if it was kind of a precursor to, or a loose setup to the Vader Immortal series. But it's VR and it's incredible. Secrets of the Empire. I guess out in Glendale, California, and here in Orlando. So.
Yep. Oh yeah, it's a great experience. So if you get a chance to do that, I need to go do that again. That was just so much fun.
Once is not enough, but yes.
Oh gosh, no, never it is. Never is. One of my favorite shows on YouTube is, of course, the Star Wars show. And of course, they announced last week that they are coming back, but for a new season of the Star Wars show, but they're changing the format. Not really changing the format, but they're changing the scheduling. Instead of being a weekly show, it will now only be a monthly show, and you'll be able to catch that on the last Wednesday of each month. So that's happening, but taking its place is a new show called This Week in Star Wars. It will be released every Thursday, hosted by Krista and Baver. And of course, they've done a couple episodes of that already. And I actually, with as much time as I have usually during the week, I usually don't get to watch Star Wars show on Wednesday when it was released. It was usually a day or two afterwards. But this is a short 5-10 minute show, if that, hosted by Kristen, and it hits everything that's the latest news, everything that's going on in just a few minutes. And it actually is something I've actually been able to watch every Wednesday now because it's in the shorter format. So I'm actually enjoying that. Have you watched it yet, David?
I have. I watched the first 2, and I'm actually quite similar to you. I very rarely watch the Star Wars show on Wednesdays. It was always Thursday or Friday. A lot of times when I could just sit down and watch it. But this being on a Thursday, that's why I'm caught up. I watched both. It's short. It's not the 9 to 10 minutes that the Star Wars show was, roughly 9 to 10, sometimes 11 minutes. But this seems like 4 to 5 minutes, and boom, and she knocks it out, and I do like it. Yeah, I don't miss an episode of the Star Wars show, and I won't miss this either. I like Kristen Baver. I like her work on StarWars.com, and she's a mega fan, no question. So.
Oh, absolutely, she is, and I'm glad she's hosting it. It's a lot of fun. So make sure you've subscribed on YouTube to the Star Wars feed, and you will see that as it pops up each week. And of course, we will be sharing that through our social media accounts as well every time an episode's released, because it's just that good and it's that informative. So